Okay, no problem.
Question number 5, Alfred Ngaro.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. To the Minister of Housing, what progress is the government making in growing the community housing sector and redeveloping Housing New Zealand homes to better match today's housing needs?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, we're making excellent progress in growing the community housing sector with an all-time record number of houses to be built this year. We've got projects like Weymouth with 282 homes, like the Matakalolo project, which I opened last week with the Pacific Islands Minister, Sam Lutuinga, and around a dozen others that through the Social Housing Fund will enable us to treble the size of the sector over 3 years. Housing New Zealand's redevelopment projects are also gaining real momentum, such that the government will this year directly build more houses than in a decade. This includes the Infill 500 project in Auckland, the new developments at McLennan and Hobsonville, and the 700 new houses that are being built in Christchurch over this year and next.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Alfred Ngaro.
What specific initiatives is the government taking to improve the quality and safety of homes?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, our first major goal was to insulate every state house that could be, and we successfully completed that project last year with 48,000 homes done. That is on top of the 244,000 homes that have been insulated under the Warm Up New Zealand program. We also last year embarked on a $30 million driveway safety program where over the next 4 years we will install fences, signage, gates and mirrors on 13,000 state houses to address New Zealand's poor record of hospitalising a child every fortnight and killing a child every 10 weeks in vehicle driveway accidents. We're also trialling a housing warrant of fitness scheme on Housing New Zealand homes to ensure we have a far more systematic approach to ensuring the quality of our state houses.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Alfred Ngaro.
To the Minister, how are his housing agencies assisting the government to achieve its goals of reducing the incidence of rheumatic fever by 2/3 by 2017?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, New Zealand's acute rheumatic fever levels are 14 times the OECD average, and the rates are 25 and 44 times higher for our Maori and Pacific Island families respectively. I noted the interjection from Labour's members opposite, but noted in 9 years they did nothing. Poor housing contributes significantly to the risks, and that is why the government has changed the housing social allocation system to support this important health goal of reducing the incidence of this disease by 2/3. In August, we set up a fast-track system in Auckland for families at high risk of rheumatic fever. We had planned on extending it after 1 year to other high-risk areas, but on Monday, Cabinet decided to bring this forward. On the 1st of March, this fast-track system will also apply to 8 further district health boards area, covering tens of thousands of families.
Supplementary question, Phil Twyford.
For the Minister of Housing, what advice has he received on the number of non-functioning power points in state houses, the number of dripping taps or smoke alarms that go beep in the night, and if these are in fact a problem, why doesn't he, as Minister of Housing, just issue an instruction that they be fixed instead of announcing a pilot scheme? And why won't he tackle the real problem here, which is substandard housing in the private rental market?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I want to say substandard housing in the state sector was a huge problem for this government when we came to office in 2008. And the last member in this House that I'm going to get a lecture from about quality of housing is members opposite. In respect of the members' claim that all we need to do to get quality housing across those 69,000 state houses is write a letter to Housing New Zealand. Actually, what you need is a proper system for measuring quality. And that's why what we've announced in the trial today ensures that up to 50 different areas of houses are checked on a 3-year rolling basis so that we can ensure that our state houses are of a high quality.
Question number 6, Honourable Shane Jones.